Some dirtbag just rolled up. Josh, you are literally a dirtbag. I'm not just being diminutive or pejorative to you.
My entire life, my dad always called me his dirtbag, and so now I think it's safe to say I became the head dirtbag for Dirtbag
Yes.
Brands.
And what is Dirtbag Brands?
So Dirtbag Brands was built on a premise. I was a rep for many years in the industry, and a lot of times complaints that would come to me from dealers, we'd escalate up the food chain, and sometimes they were answered, but more often than not fell on deaf ears. So I saw a niche in the market for a brand that literally focused specifically on the dealers. And that's kind of where that was born. We took all the complaints that we heard of for the last 20 years from dealers, decided, you know what, we can do a lot better than what's going on right now. And so far, it seems to be working.
Awesome. Product specific. So you're doing off-road, side-by-sides, and some dirt bike.
And some dirt bike. Dirtbag Brands itself is, when we'll do an addendum to it called, Dirtbag Brands and Off-Road Company. That's what we want to focus on. That was our specialty. There's a lot of big brands out there that I had the pleasure in working with along the way and helping develop. And we will kind of want to continue that. We started with a grab-and-go UTV toolkit. With the industry growing so much, it just seemed a natural option that, you know what, you can just grab pretty much whatever you need and go, and there's plenty of room to add to it. And then we kind of expanded the lineup based on that and focus more on the niche products right now.
In that grab-and-go toolkit, it's just the tools, but what about a spare belt or something? I mean, I don't know a guy who owns a razor that doesn't throw a belt.
Absolutely. It's got a complete box in it. It's got a mini compressor. It's got the tools that they need, all metric. And there's room to add your own. If you want to add an impact drill, if you want to add your belts, it comes with a toe strap as well. And that's been really good for us to start things out.
And then your packaging and the concept behind the marketing, how does that work?
So the whole packaging itself, we really started with so many different dealers were complaining. We're getting these plain brown boxes. We're setting it out. Customers are asking us what it is. And we said, if you just paid a little bit more attention to detail where they can display it as soon as they unpack it, it's good to go. And we've kept the packaging uniform across the way, and it's just been rave reviews on it.
See, and that's the thing from those years and years of complaints, though. You can't hang and hope, especially if it's a brown paper box.
Absolutely, absolutely. We just came out with our new latch and go system for the Polaris lock and rides for both the Ranger General and the Razor. And the thing that astounded me was everybody sells individual tie down points. Well, if I don't need one tie down point, I need two. Common sense would dictate, right? So what we did is we went ahead and rolled it out in a 2-pack. Convenient. It was our first packaging deal. We kept it clean. We put a lot of emphasis in that. We run it by some of our actual dealers, like, is this displayable? What would you change? And one of the biggest things that we found is so many dealerships are receptive that, wait a minute, our voice is heard. We can give you feedback. And I'm like, that's what we want to encourage, is we really want to hear from the dealer, what do you need? Not what we think you need, what do you need and why do you need it? And then we run it through across the country for various dealers that we already have.
That is awesome. On that side-by-side market, not only is it unit-wise through the roof, but the number of players, the CF Motos and Hisen's and the other guys who've emerged into the space, and then the different categories. It's not just pure sport. Now you've got those generals and the other types of vehicles. How do you stay on top of that stuff?
So the good news is when I worked for a distributor that's no longer around, we actually, I opened up the Midwest for them as well. And we're a Colorado company, I'm a Colorado native, and we're only an hour and a half from Moab, Utah. And what's nice is the West typically does more of the sports stuff, whereas the Midwest and the South will do a lot of the utility stuff. And where we came from, we have a lot of contacts on both sides, so we can say, hey, what do you need? And then we can check with the West Coast. What do you need over there? And then we kind of combine that. We came out with a fire extinguisher mount for no particular reason, for no particular brand, of course. But we decided we'd make it universal. And so we did our research. It fits every tubular roll bar, from CF Moto being 1.5 inches to Polaris being a 1.75-inch roll bar, to up to a 2-inch roll bar for the Talon and the new Pro R, and even the 1.87 for the Can-Ams. So we kind of want to do one part number, one SKU, let's make it simple and let's make it clean. Oh, and let's do something else. Let's include a fire extinguisher with it. Who would have thought? So, and we make sure that we provide stuff like that. And it's been an absolutely incredible for us.
Is there a dealer minimum on that?
So we don't ask any sort of minimum at all. And the reason why is there's been so much emphasis that have been put on the mega dealerships, and then you've got some of the smaller dealerships. Now, a lot of the smaller dealerships have been merged into some of the bigger ones. So we thought, let's keep it clean, let's keep it simple. $100 free freight, no buy-in minimum.
Nice.
So I'm a big believer of the KISS rule, and I think a lot of people have let that fall by the wayside and neglected that these days.
And this world is changing every day and getting crazier. So the simpler that we can keep the basics,
Absolutely.
the better off we all are in the long run.
Absolutely.
You're not above a sense of humor. Your Instagram account probably wouldn't go for product knowledge, but I go every day because there's some funny stuff up there.
We definitely try to do that. We're encouraging as we expand. I want dealerships to tag us in it. We want to post our products in the dealerships. We want to post the dealerships. Every dealership that buys from us, we make sure to follow. We like to reshare their own stuff as well. Every time we go out and visit the dealerships, we take pictures ourselves. We take video ourselves. I've had some customers actually make comments, I get more exposure on social media from you stopping by the store than I do from my marketing manager. So most definitely it's feel good. We're a family company. In this industry, PC is run worldwide, but in this industry, you've been doing it for so long. Not all the time is it PC. And I think you do have to have a sense of humor, and I think a lot of times that's been lost. But the good news is I really like seeing what's going on with the magic of everything, all the new people that are twisting the throttle for the first time, all the new people that are pushing the pedal for the first time, and we will try to make easy-go products that just make sense.